So let's chat Marie Kondo. I watched a few episodes of her show, Tidying Up, I believe a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And honestly, it was very, very inspiring. I think as people, we're so surrounded by consumerism and what it is to have the latest and greatest. And if you take out a loan for a house and buy a huge house, you have to fill every square inch of it. And the show really kind of gives you a different perspective of that. Items should bring value to you. Items should bring you happiness. And it's such a simple thing to try and remind yourself when you're buying something or when you're doing spring cleaning, right? But it's even harder to put it in action, harder to make time to just sit down with your stuff and just be like, what is something that I want versus something that I don't want at all? And so I went through a process where I did this with my partner here at my house. I started with the main place, which was the kitchen. And I think this is kind of the place where we just go and we buy a ton of stuff because we're gonna have like so many guests over and we need to have plates and cups and forks and pans, right, to cook with and to serve people with. When in reality, how many times is that really gonna happen? Or is that even gonna happen at all, right? So we're just cluttering our kitchen for this assumption or this expectation that we're gonna have a huge amount of people coming over. And I will say, sometimes I do have these hoarder-like tendencies. I do like to hold on to very sentimental things. They bring me a lot of joy and just like reminds me of that moment in time. But sometimes you have to cut those ties and get rid of stuff. So I kind of challenged myself to go through that process because I wanted to just clean out. I hadn't done it in a bit since I had moved. Just clean out things that I no longer found value or happiness in. So that's what I did. And I learned a lot from that process. I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can take a look around what you have and pick those things out that no longer bring any value to you. Either sell them or just give them away. Start in your kitchen. The kitchen is a place, like I said before, where you tend to just buy things or people give you housewarming gifts and it just ends up becoming a place of clutter. So look in there, check your cabinets, check your pantry, any shelves, your kitchen sink, whatever it is in your kitchen. Just take a look around and just start removing items that maybe are all the way in the back of the cabinet, right? You haven't even touched them in years. Throw them in a box and we'll talk about what to do with that box at the end of this video. I would then probably go into your living room or your closet. These are also areas that we can tend to clutter as well, whether that be with books, with blankets, throw pillows for decoration, clothes and pants and sweaters that we think we're gonna wear one day, but it's been like 3 years and we still haven't worn it. And what we really want to keep here are things that we have used fairly recently, right? So you want to keep those items that bring you value and use, and put those items that don't really that you don't really reach for in your closet anymore. Put them to the side. And those are items that we can look at and say, do I want to wear this? Does this even fit with my style anymore? Is this not representative of who I want to be perceived as? All these different questions are things that you can ask yourself to really understand if those items are meant to be in your life. And if they're not, throw them in that box that we talked about earlier. Another quick way to just a quick win for decluttering is taking a look at your laptop or your desktop, your email inbox. These are all things that we tend to clutter with screenshots, with folders, files, right? PDFs and things that we think we're gonna use one day, but we just haven't even touched. And as I'm saying this, I realize that there are things that like we just can't reach right now. Like for example, I have a PDF on my computer for a book about presenting. And I just haven't had a chance to open it and read it. So I do plan to do that, but I want to maybe create a folder of these PDFs of like, Irma, for sure read these PDFs that are in here because they're gonna be very valuable to your knowledge and to your career, right? So If you do want to keep these books or these ebooks in your computer or these files because you are going to look at them at a certain date, pop them in a folder, folder for the future, a folder for 6 months from now that you'll pay attention to. You'll carve time out and look through those. Email inbox, super quick. Just literally go through each one, create a folder to store them in if they're really, really valuable to you, like receipts or confirmations for a flight, whatever it is, throw them in a folder. If it's anything that's not valuable to you, just dump it. If it's like an old receipt that from like an order that you made, that you already received the order, you like your product, dump it. No reason for you to keep it unless you think something is going to happen with you and that product in the future. Now, the last thing is that we have that box, right? We have a box of things that we no longer need or we no longer want in our home or in our lives. And at this point, there's kind of a few different things you can do. These are things that I did. One is give it away. So you can donate. You can go to different organizations or different businesses that are taking actual products that people don't want anymore, and they're allowing you to donate it to them. Definitely look around your area, do a Google search, and see what the best place is for you to donate those items to. Even better if you do believe in the cause that organization is going for. Even more better for you to go ahead and choose that organization. Another way to do this is that you can sell. So if you have something of value that you think you can make a quick buck off, then there's apps like Nextdoor, there's eBay, there's Craigslist, there's Friends Family. You can go ahead and negotiate a nice little price for you to be able to sell these items and make a little profit that you can use towards putting that into your savings or a vacation or something. If you are selling, I do suggest writing what you're selling down. So for me, I just created a quick list of these like four things that I wanted to sell and that I wanted to post. And that really helps us to keep track of like what is still on that list and pending a sale. So, and if you do meet up somebody to go sell them something, just be careful, meet at a public place and make sure you get the cash up front and that you're checking the cash when you get it to make sure that you're not being like gypped or anything. It takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of action, but I know you can do it if you just put a little bit of time into carving this phase of decluttering into your daily life. Thank you for supporting this channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.